fish lovers, welcome to our first live stream. You may be customers of ours, you may follow us on email or some social channel, but whoever you are, welcome. Really pleased to have you here. So this is the first live stream we've ever done, so please do give us a little bit of breathing room if it doesn't go perfectly to plan. In fact, actually, this morning woke up to a message from our chef, who was unfortunately unwell, who was cued to do this. Tim, maybe you've seen him in some videos before, but the show must go on, and today we're cooking fish en papillote, which I am told is the easiest way. I've only done it a few times myself, but we've got a great lineup of fish to cook some exciting dishes. Perhaps over the next few minutes as I'm explaining something, you might want to get yourself some baking paper and see if you can work along with me. Now I'm just going to check in with the technical team just to make sure this is going out okay. We're looking good? Perfect. All right, guys. Well, so as I said, we've got 4 different recipes we're going to go with today, or efforts for en papillote. We're going to cook a little bit of organic salmon today. Got some wild sea bass. This was caught out of New Haven down on the south coast, probably from a 1 to 2 kilo fish, that one. We've got another fillet of sea bass here from Turkey, and a last minute addition to the roster, which I was cautioned against, but I thought, why not? We're going to cook a raw split lobster, and this is going to be the 4th one, so I figure we're going to be experts by that point, so let's see how that one goes, but we'll leave that one till last. So just a little bit of information about cooking en papillote. I hope I'm pronouncing that right to the audience. Essentially, it directly translates into cooking in parchment. So I think we labeled this session, in fact, how to cook fish perfectly. And the idea with cooking in parchment is all of that moisture, all of that juice stays in there. I think one of the scary things perhaps about cooking fish is that you overcook it, it gets dry, or you burn it, or whatever. This method is a great one to have in your cooking repertoire because you can't, well, it's very difficult to overcook it, and you're going to see that today. So the method which we're going to do is fish, nice side ingredients, in the oven, 210 Celsius, 12 to 15 minutes. We'll make a call on that. As we've got 4 to get through, we're going to prepare one together. We're going to get it in the oven. We're going to move on to the next one, and we're going to do a bit of a revolving door situation. So if you've got any questions or any thoughts, or you just want to say hi, pop some comments in on YouTube. We've got some of our colleagues on the team who are going to have a look at that so they can ping something back to me or answer you back. But let's get going. Right, so we're going to start with the organic salmon, and I'm going to lay down the dill on the base just here. So that's a bit of fresh dill straight in this morning. Cooking with en papillote is a lot about the fragrances as opposed to the direct eating and the flavour. So this first one, we really just want the aromatic flavours to go through the fish. So as you'll see, I'm not actually too fussed about the skin staying on the garlic because we're just putting it in as a little bed at the bottom there. Chuck that on in there. And now we're going to put a couple of bits of lemon in there on the base. Squeeze that juice nicely. Place that fish on top there. Gonna give it a wee dazzle with that oil. And let's get a little salt and pepper. Looking good. And we're going to put a couple of little knobs of butter on that one. Just cook over the top there. And the last ingredient. Let's get a few capers. Perfect. Okay, so clear myself a little bit of space. Perfect. Right, so that is our first go. So we've got some dill, garlic, lemon, butter, and capers, salt and pepper. Nice chunk of Scottish organic salmon there. What could go wrong, right? So we're going to now get another piece of parchment paper. So I cut these up earlier to be a similar shape. And we're going to lay it over the top, and then we're going to start folding. What we want to do is create a seal to keep all that moisture and heat in there. Oh, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I will see if the camera will come from a top down. Perfect, thank you very much. And we're just going to start folding. One there. Okay. Okay, I think we're going okay at the moment. I would love to know if anyone's got a piece of parchment paper at home and is doing this along with me. Okay, sort of takes me back to arts and crafts at school in a weird way. So folding that across. Let's get a nice fold there. Okay, and let's fold that there. Now I am looking around for something hard and heavy to press this down. Ah, yes, perfect, just the thing. So you may want to get a flat, hard surface in order to just press this down to get a really good seal on your parchment. Okay, perfect. So, got my baking tray ready, and we're going to do a little sliding job. Da-da-da. Okay, perfect. So, as you see, this is our first on Papillote, 1 of 4. So, salmon going in. I have also got my phone, which I am going to set the clock on now, and we are going to take a look at about 12 minutes. Okay, first one's done. I think we can have a toast to the fish. I think we'll use wine in the cooking at some point, but I'm drinking a little bit of wine. So let's get that out the way and move on to the next one. So possibly one of the best ones. So the wild sea bass fillet. And so this is all scaled, ready to go, pin boned. As I say, larger. So that's actually a farmed sea bass. You can see there, and you can see this one's a little bit larger. We're going to go for a more Asian style on this on Papillote, and I've got a range of ingredients which we're going to play around with. I was actually speaking with our chef Tim this morning, and he was giving me a few notes of what he might have said on this. And he was saying on Papillote, it's a great recipe or method of cooking if you just want to jump in the cupboard, have a look, make it up. So we've done that for the Asian style here. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So let's get another piece of parchment. And we are going to chop up a couple of spring onions. And we're going to create a little bit of a bed. So I'm making a bed, but you can also put some more rooty vegetables in there as well, which you could use as a side garnish. I mean, these would make quite a nice little garnish afterwards as well. So we're going to drop those in there. Now the shape of this sea bass might be slightly more challenging, but we'll see how we get on. And okay, let's go in for a little bit more garlic. Ollie, do we want to see if there's a way in which we can open the comments up to see if anyone's got any questions? All right. So, bit of ginger now, all the classics. I think we're not deviating too much from the plan on the base here, but we've got some interesting toppings for the top of the fish. All right, let's get it in there. Oh, yeah, smell it in. Good. All right, let's get this fish in and see how much of a problem we might have with the size. Okay, look at that. That's looking pretty good. Let's get that out of my way. Fantastic. So, now we are going to use a little bit of lime. And we are going to place the limes equidistantly along the fish. A little bit of decor. Very nice. Get a bit of coriander in there. Nice. Bit of oil on that. Okay. Nice little lavish coating of salt and pepper. Cool, these are looking nice. Okay, and special ingredient that came from our Japanese supplier yesterday. I know what you're thinking, it's not that. It is a little bag of dried seaweed. So we're going to pop that over the top. If I can get it open. Okay.
Someone has just joined, they want to know what fish we're cooking at the moment.
Okay, we are cooking some wild caught British sea bass. Would have been 1 to 2 kilo fish, this one. And we bought it from the market down on the south coast. So right now we're going for an Asian style. We're mixing it up. The style today we're cooking is on papillote. And we are mixing it up. So this is going to be the final secret ingredient. That thing that sits at the back of the cupboard that we want to play with today. So this is a black bean rayu, recommended by our chef Tim, and something I'm going to have a crack with today. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left on the other on papillote. So we've got a few minutes just to get this right. So I'm going to give that a nice little stir. Oh, and Georgie, why don't you get in nice and close on that one and let's really show this dripping on it. Oh, there we go, look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I may take the fair comment that I have slightly over-seasoned this, but I am sure it is going to be goddamn tasty. Let's have a nice little clear up here. Okay. Okay, so have we bitten off more than we can chew with this long fillet? Well, let's find out. So, as we did in the first one, get your other piece of parchment paper, which is a similar size, and we're going to do a similar thing. We want to create an airtight parcel so that all the moisture stays in. So let's get to making the parcel. Being a little bit more careful about my folds here because of the length of this fillet. So trying to not use too much. I'll just spin it around. Okay. So once again, if anyone has joined since the start, the benefits of cooking on papillote is that the juices of the fish will stay in. It's a little bit of a foolproof way to keep your fish nice and moist. On papillote translates directly to in parchment, which is obviously what you can see that we're doing right here. Okay. Now we've got this last little one here. Okay, I think we've got away with that. So, as we did before, let's give this a little squidge. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to have a quick little wipe up. Okay, fab. So, onto our baking tray. This is the Asian style wild sea bass on Papillote. Let's make sure that we get a nice little curve there. And we are up to 8 minutes and 36 seconds. So we're going to hold fire a few more minutes for the other one to be done. Perfect. Let's put that over there. Okay, so let's move on. So we've got the salmon in the oven. That's gone in 9 minutes ago. So we're going to pull that out in a minute. Have a look, have a try. We've got the wild sea bass in the pipeline. So we added in ginger, garlic, coriander, lime, variety of other things, a black bean rayu. And now we are going to do a more Mediterranean style. So normally you wouldn't use just one fillet, but for the purpose of this demonstration, we're just going to go ahead with one fillet today. And we're going to make it Mediterranean style. So we're going to add some peppers, tomatoes, thyme, some olives in there. And we'll have a go with that one. So why don't we get that started? For this one, we... Okay, have you got any, my colleague Ollie, who is helping me out here with the stream, has just pointed out that it might be good to talk a little bit about the Mediterranean diet. Well, I think I heard once actually that the oldest concentration of centurions in the world is found in the middle of Sardinia. So there must be something good going on with the Mediterranean diet and olive oil. But it's light, it's fresh, it's easy, and we're gonna go ahead with that now. So I'm gonna make the bed of tomatoes, and I think this would be a really nice one to use after it's cooked in all the fish juices. So let's get some slices going on here. We just want to make a nice bed for this sea bass. Very good. There you go, Dave, that's it. I think you are bang on the money, my friend. And we are doing a little bit of trial and error today. So playing around with the on Papillote method. We got the fish here and we got the parchment. So let's have a go. So I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in there as well. I am going to take the skins off this time, be a little bit more delicate. I intend that we're going to eat those tomatoes mixed with the garlic and the thyme. So let's get the garlic peeled. I don't know about you guys, but I like it quite garlicky. Now, is anyone on the stream an existing Fish Society customer, or do you all know about what we do? We're an online fishmonger, so we sell a bunch of fish on the internet, and we are trying our hand at passing on a little bit of fish cooking skills today. So today is our first live stream that we've ever done before, so please do forgive us if it's not perfectly polished. Normally, it would be our chef Tim who would be running it today, but unfortunately, he is ill. But he has given me the inside scoop on getting great results cooking fish on Papillote.
Got a question from Warren, who's asking what greaseproof paper you're using.
Warren, nothing fancy. It was just what we had in the kitchen upstairs, so on the roll, we pulled it off. One of the things I found quite useful, actually, though, is... because I knew I was doing a few of these, pick your size and then keep pulling it to the same size and cut the strips at the start. So I've probably got 8 or 9 of these here. So I was just on a roll, pull it out, slice it. Okay, so we got those tomatoes. Let's get some oil in there. Look at that. All right, Mediterranean diet. Even let's season up these because I think these are going to be yummy to eat. Perfect. Okay, so let's get our sea bass on top there. I'm going to get a few pre-cooked, jarred, roasted peppers just in there, just to go with our nice tomatoey base. And let's get a little bit of that oil just drizzled up over the top of that there. Couple of olives in there. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I think we're getting there. The last ingredient on our Mediterranean edition is we're going to use a few sprigs of thyme. I'm not going to put it on the fish. We're just going to place it around the fish to gently fragrance it as it is cooking. Okay. Nice little season on top there. And we are going to take a brief pause on that sea bass because I'm just going to get out the first on Papillote. Woohoo! Okay, so it's hot. So I'm going to finish the other one first, but I'll just get this out so that it doesn't overcook. I think we've done the job here, guys. Okay, so up for the next one. Let's pop that there. So this was the wild sea bass Asian style. We're going to get that in and reset the stop clock. Stop. And we're looking for 12 or 14 minutes. 12 to 14 minutes there. That one actually went a little bit longer. It was about 14 and a half. Okay, so that one's gone in again. We'll place this one to the side whilst we take a look and see what it's come out like. Actually, let's go for this. Hey, hey, not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, so just moving that around for the camera. As you can see, we've got the fish there. Cooked nicely. Let's have a little break of that apart. And let's see if we can try this. Yeah, nice and close up there on the camera. And as you can see, without getting too handsy, it is nicely cooked right through. Oh, and it just flakes. So, let's try contender number 1. Come on, you're up. Come on round, try number 1.
What have we got?
Salmon on Papillote.
Amazing.
Go for a try.
It smells amazing.
Good?
The nicest thing about cooking it this way is that you're still locking in all that moisture. It's really flaky. It's really flavoursome. Doesn't stink out your kitchen. Good.
Nice.
So what have we got in there? Capers.
Lemon, garlic, dill, capers, bit of oil.
That
Perfect. All right, so next one we got another 10 minutes or so until the next one's due. So I'm going to send this one off with you to share with the team and bring that board back if that's okay. Thank you. All right. So where were we? That was our first one done. Very good, very good. All right, well, bear with Dave 2 seconds. All right, Dave, unfortunately I can't pass it through the screen, but let me remind those who are just joining in now what we have here. So we have en papillote. So en papillote translates to in parchment. This is our third for the day, and we have got a Asian sea bass in there, but this is a Mediterranean sea bass. So we've got these nice, juicy, ripe tomatoes, chucked a load of olive oil on it, some salt, pepper, garlic in there. We've got some thyme around the edges, which is going to give it a nice flavour when it's all locked in there. Got some olives and some roasted peppers. So, without further ado, I think we should wrap this bad boy up. So, we place that over the top, like so. Okay. And you know what? We may actually get the other sea bass out a little bit early. That salmon was cooked beautifully, but I think I would have aired on the closer side of 12 minutes because we went 14 and a half on that one, 30 seconds too long. But I think 12 and a half would have been quite good because remember, it is hot. It's 210°C, so it's quite a lot. So we're going to do our little work around the edges technique for the en papillote, which is just regular baking roll. Thank you. And we're going to work that around.
Oh, everyone was
Very
very happy.
happy.
So that was beautifully cooked.
Oh, very good. Well, the next one will be even nicer, I believe. Okay. Is it showing through on the website? This. Oh, okay, right. Very good. Very good. So has anyone got any questions? I think we're going to have 1 or 2 minutes between this. So if anyone's got any questions about the fish, any cooking questions, or maybe a little bit about the Fish Society, I'd be more than happy to answer a question or two. Okay. So, get your heavy thing. I'm using a pan in this case, and we are going to press down on the paper as we work around. What's the time, Ollie? Half past. Okay, perfect. So, I'd like to know, has anyone at home done an en papillote before, and am I doing it right? Is it up to scratch? Do you have any pointers you might want to give the group who are watching on the stream? I think we're getting it reasonably well, but open to suggestions if anyone's got any. So, we're on our third en papillote right now, which is the Mediterranean sea bass. And let's just get that all ready to go on the oven dish, ready to go into that 210°C oven when we've got a spot. We're a few minutes out on that one. Okay, now for the showstopper. This was a last-minute addition. It is a cooked raw lobster. A cooked raw lobster. Sorry, it is a raw lobster that we're going to cook. And we are going to mix it up a little bit and work out how to do an en papillote with a little bit of moisture in there. We're going to get some wine in there, some butter in there, maybe a little garlic, and we're going to see how that works out for us. Yes?
Do you think the results would differ by using aluminium foil?
know. I think it would be probably quite similar. No, I think it'd be quite similar. There's something about baking paper, parchment paper though, that it's got more flex to rise and fall. So as that steam develops, when it actually came out, it was a bit of a steam pocket. Whereas with aluminium foil, it might sort of wrap it a little bit more closely. So I think you get a similar result, but I think there could be something a little bit more delicate about using the parchment paper, the baking paper, to allow it to rise up as it's cooking, and then you cut through that, and it really lets the air fragrance around the fish. Hope that answers your question, or at least gives my thoughts on the question, hopefully. Okay, so for this one, the luxury one, this is the Valentine's special, the Mother's Day special, maybe even the Easter special. Let's see. So we got these neat little Canadian lobsters, and they're quite cool because I always find when you're cooking lobster, eating lobster, it's a bit of a pain to get the claw meat out, and you cook it and then you're kind of smashing it up. But you know, when you're eating lobster, you tend to be wearing a nice shirt and drinking a nice wine, and you're getting your hands all in it. So there's a time and a place for that, but this one can be quite good. So it's got the claw cut out but raw, because sometimes as well, when you get the cooked lobster meat, it's a little bit overcooked. You just don't want that. So being able to cook it from raw is quite good, quite unique. So we are going to give them a little squeeze of lemon up over the top. There we go. And just pop those in there as well. And for this one, we are going to cut in some butter. Just while we're there, I will swap around the papillotes. Yeah, that is good to go. Okay, right, so 2 is out. We'll sort our lobsters out first, and then we'll take a look at the wild sea bass there. So right now we've got our lobsters. I'm just going to give them a little salt and pepper. You don't want to go too much on lobster. It's something that's a little bit delicate. Yes, it is. So as you can see, this is why it's quite unique. If I flip that lobster, you can see that it's in its shell here. So what's actually happened is the meat and the body has come out under there, and all the claw meat and the arm meat has been relayed into the crevice there, and then they've laid that in. So you get the nice tail meat, all the good stuff about the claw meat, and it all just sits there nice. This was actually on my table on Valentine's evening. So we're going to put in a few little generous pieces of butter there. Butter makes everything better. Having a bad day, butter it up. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. And we were going to go for a little bit of garlic as well, just to get a little bit of flavour running through it. So I think this is going to be quite interesting with the lobster, because it wasn't on the plan, but you know, one of the big things and the big fears about cooking lobster is obviously, am I going to overcook it? Is it going to be tough? My God, it was so expensive. How that's going to work? So a nice little home method of steaming the lobster should be quite interesting. Let's just put a little touch of dill running through the middle there. Group that together. What are you thinking, guys? Do we think we're ready to wrap? Let's have a go on that. Okay, so we're going to do something slightly different this time. We're going to wrap it almost to the end, and then we're going to leave a little hole, and we're going to chug a little bit of wine in there so that it can steam in the wine. All right. And I just want to stop that. Okay, so let's start our wrapping process. Okay, so just as we did before, we're trying to wrap this, keep a nice seal on it, and maybe we're going to put a little bit of extra effort in on this one to keep that wine all locked in there. Okay. What are we thinking, Ollie? Is that right? Okay, so we're going to place that one out there. Okay, so I'm just going to open up that front, and we are going to now do a little bit for Jeremy and a little bit for the fish. There we go. Keeping the juices flowing. Okay, so we're going to whack a little wine in there. Okay, I think that's probably enough, actually. That is probably enough. Okay, so we've gone to on Papillote level 2 now, on Papillote level 2, so we're adding liquids. So we're going to roll that over. Okay. We're just looking to see if we've got a seal, which I think we do. I've gone a little bit off-piste here, slightly more rugged approach. So let's get our pan. Press that down. Keep all that good juice in for the lobster. All right. So let's place that back on there, ready to go in the oven. So that one we're going to put in the queue while we look at the Asian sea bass. Alrighty. So let's get this in the full frame. We're all ready to go. Everything has been wrapped. So now it's kind of like Blue Peter. We're having a look at the results and how we got on. So let's clear away a little space for us. Okay. Let's do a little bit more presentation on this one. Have we got some scissors? Okay. Uh-oh, very nice. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Should I pull away that whole top layer? Yeah, I think that's turned out quite nicely. There we go. So, we've got those limes that were just sat nicely up on the top. The fish is looking good. Right. So, we've got all the aromatic flavours knocking around there. Let's have a look and see how well it's cooked. Oh yeah, fantastic. I think it was good actually that we went a little shorter this time. So the nice flake of sea bass there, coming off very nicely. Yeah, just there. So actually, I was a little worried on this one that some of the other flavors were going to be a bit too intense. You know, we used the black bean rayu, we had all that lime, but actually, it's it's not too intense. I think it looks great as well, very visually nice. I think with a little bit of steamed jasmine on the side, it could be quite nice. And I tell you, the dried seaweed was quite a nice little touch as well. So yeah, definitely a winner. One, I think that when I send this up to the team, they'll really enjoy this. Come on, Ollie, you're going to have a little taste. This is Ollie, who's been helping out on the other side there. Have it without that, and then try some of the other bits there. Ollie's a bit of a foodie, you see, so it's good.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Fantastic. Okay. It's a bit spicy, yeah. Yeah, good and spicy. I think it's that black bean paste. So one more mouthful, and then we're going to move on to have a look at the results of the other one. Okay. Okay, so let's get that one in. I don't think I'm going to need to eat my lunch today. Okay. I'll put that one over for the team later. Okay, let's see the Mediterranean results. Has anyone had a favourite so far? Whew.
We've got a comment from Matt Connor saying, slightly out of context here, your fish tiles look superb.
Thank you. Our fish tiles were done by an artist. Okay, here we are, third fish of the day. So on Papillote keeps all the moisture in, all the juices, so you can add in loads of flavours and it'll get all mixed up through it. So we're going to open this one up and see how it's turned out. The idea also is it keeps it nice and moist. So one of the common fears, I guess you would say, is that of cooking fish, you can overcook fish. But look at that. Georgie, get right in on that. Show them the moisture. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And this one we're going to plate this up just so we can see how this could look. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Look at that. And I tell you what, I think you only need 8 minutes like this. We started a little bit at 12, and I really don't think you need it. Or maybe on a larger piece of fish, but this sea bass, to me, looks fantastic. So, obviously, you could eat it just like that, but we're gonna serve it up a little bit nicer, and I just want to show you what this could look like. So, we are gonna just gently move the sea bass to the side. Oh, look at those rosy red tomatoes. I think that is looking pretty nice, actually. So, you know, nice easy dish. What have we got there? We've got a little bit of garlic, some tomatoes that we just put in oil. They're not too cooked. They're softer, but they're still got a bit of a bite to them, which is nice. Get the olives in there. A little bit of thyme, which is just busted through some flavour. And look at the fish. The main reason we're all here today, we're obviously all fish lovers, and this has given us another tool for our toolkit, really. How to cook on Papillote, which is going to keep the fish moist. You want to cook it hot, 210 degrees Celsius. Get it in that parchment. I hadn't really done this method much before this morning. As I said earlier, I'm filling in for our chef Tim, who's ill today. But I learnt the method quickly. We've got a bunch of fish that we've done a load of random but lovely recipes with just now. And it kind of shows that if you have this as your number one tool in your arsenal, you can cook any piece of fish and then work up from here. But, you know, exposure to the hot heats, that's for when you're a little bit down the track. Start with this. Keep it simple. Nice. Very nice. Keep it simple. Really nice. A top flavour right there. So. Get that out of the way. Okay, but this isn't about me just eating. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll clear this away. We have got the last one. We've done 4 on Papillotes today. I don't know, I think we're coming up to an hour, maybe thereabouts. So the last one, the showstopper, the curveball of today, the wild card is 2 half lobsters. This is a Valentine's night meal, an Easter meal, a Mother's Day meal, you got it, whatever. I don't even know if you can on Papillote the lobster, but we're going to find out. Let's see. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, perfect. So, I think we're coming up to about the right time. We might leave it just one more moment. Has anyone got a question about the Fish Society or anything else? I think we need about another 60 seconds before we get into that lobster. Well, just to let you know, the Fish Society has been going for 25 years. Sell fish on the internet. We are trying to do as many videos as possible, how to cook fish, and make it more straightforward for people. What we're doing here today is the first of what we hope to be a series of basic ideas around how to cook fish to make it easier for people. So today we were covering fish on Papillote, and that is using parchment paper to steam your fish with a variety of ingredients to get really easy and good results that will impress your guests when you've next got them around your house. Yes, we will be doing this again. So the idea is that, well, we want to gauge your opinions. This is an open forum. You're watching this because you're part of the Fish Society. It's a group of fish lovers in the UK or further afield. So yes, if you want to see this again, or you have any recommendations about what you would like to see, we can do these how-to skills. We've also got the opportunity to get in some of our fish filleters, some of our fish buyers to talk about where the fish comes from, and even our in-house chef, who unfortunately was going to be running this today, but was unwell. So we've got a host of people who know a lot about seafood and could do this. And more importantly, we could even get in Alistair, who set up the business over 25 years ago to drop some fish knowledge on you that I'm sure you'd find very interesting.
And also, what sort of time are you aiming to cook the lobster for? Like, how long have you put it in the oven?
Okay, on the lobster, we're going for 6 or 7 minutes. Thanks for reminding me. Let's get it out. Okay. The moment of truth. This is the expensive one. They're going to dock my wages if I get this one wrong. Okay. Let's be gentle. We got a bit of liquid in there. Okay. So, the curveball, the showstopper, the wild card. What is the lobster going to look like? I think we're going to be cooked. We've been in there 6 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. We've got some wine, we've got some butter. We've got a little bit of garlic in there, just a touch of dill. Let's see what it looks like. Nice little steam puff coming out there. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. You're just starting to see the touch of a lobster there. I mean, how often do you... Well, I don't know if you guys think like I do, but I want to eat lobster, but it does sometimes seem like a bit of a faff to try and work out how to boil a whole lobster and then get all the meat out. So I think these are great, A, as a line that we sell, being ready to go, but B, cooking it like this really takes some of the hassle out of it.
Will we be putting the lobster recipe on the website?
If you would like us to put lobster recipe on the website, we can. It's almost a shame we don't have a photo of this, because it is looking damn fantastic, I got to tell you. Yeah, no, so nice and simple. The smell. Okay, so there's a lot of dill, I would say. I had a little bit of dill coming through. Got that nice sort of, I guess you'd say it's kind of a sweet smell coming off of the lobster. Sweet smell. Okay, let's have lunch. I might get a knife for this one, actually. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, get in nice and close there, actually, on the camera, so you can just see. So, what do you reckon, if you were grilling this, the chances of getting those results would be? Look at that. Look at that for nicely cooked lobster meat. You can see the steam just running off of it. You can see how the meat hasn't congealed together, which is a sign when you overcook a lobster, overboil a lobster, overgrill a lobster, you're basically going to get that meat sticking together as like one congealed lump. But this shows that it's been so delicately cooked that you've still got the nice, delicate nature of the lobster meat, which is so often missed when it's just cooked in other methods. So, here's for my £4.50 mouthful. Very nice indeed. Oh. You having a go?
Oh, yes.
Come on. Let's get you a... Oh, we might have to wash you a... Come on, you get in on that side. Get that tail out and have a go on that. Have a go on that. Pull it underneath. Get a little sauce on there. Hey! And that is the finale of the On Papillote session. So, we didn't know if we could cook it, lobster or fish or whatever, but I think we've proved that this is the easiest way to cook fish, particularly if you're starting. So, get On Papillote in your toolkit so you can eat more fish, cook more fish at home. I hope you've enjoyed this. What is our first session of the fish kitchen. Sorry I wasn't a chef, Tim. I hope you've had a bit of fun. Thank you very much.